Festival, you are right. The MKO Abiola International Sporting Arena, Kuto, Abeokuta, was electrified with a beehive of activities and performances as various teams from the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, took turns in alphabetical order to showcase their skills in aesthetic display. The opening ceremony was a symbolic moment characterized by artistic display of the rich cultural heritage of the people of Ogun State with a mix of traditional and historical values. While declaring the National Sports Festival open, President Bola Tinubu, represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, acknowledged that sports is an avenue to promote unity for national development.
The games may be hosted here in Ogun State, but the excitement reverberates across the Federation. It is proof that sports remains one of the most powerful forces for national cohesion. Indeed, nothing has brought this nation together like sports, whether on the pitch, the court, or the track. We are reminded daily that we are not strangers to one another. We are compatriots.
We owe deep gratitude to our president. His endorsement of this festival reflects his commitment to leveraging sports as a tool for national unity and global recognition.
Goodwill messages centered on the need for officials to give level playing ground to all the participating teams, even as the athletes were advised to uphold the spirit of sportsmanship. In Abeokuta, Akem Jimo, NTA News.
And already sportsmen and women have commenced activities to gun for honor and glory for their respective states at the ongoing National Sports Festival in Ogun State. Let's join our correspondent now live, Lekon Agbonde, who is at one of the sports complex there in Abeokuta, to tell us, what is happening at the moment. Lekon.
Yes, thank you. After the colorful opening ceremony that had yesterday, in which Vice President Kashim Shettima represented the President of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, to declare the festival open. And competitive activities began in earnest. Today, a lot of activities have taken place. In about 1 hour or thereabout, a handball match between Sokoto State and Lagos just ended, in which Lagos State defeated Sokoto by 25 goals to 24. And across the state, about 10 centers are hosting different competitive sporting activities across the state. Here in Ikeja, the indoor games are going to be taking place here, just like badminton, handball, and many other events, and judo and many other events will be taking place at this venue. And across the state also, the people are enjoying the robust hospitality of Ogun people, in which this is the second time the Ogun State will be hosting this festival. And just like they performed in 2006, the state is ready even to surpass the record of 2006, with a lot of things being put in place to ensure that visitors at least enjoyed themselves. Across the state also, the football competition began also this morning, with some matches decided, and some were just by walkover. And also in Abeokuta here at the MKO Abiola Sports Complex, there are events that have been slated to take place in those in the venue, and also here in Ikeja, boxing and many other sporting events will be taking place here. And the people of Ogun State and the government is assure the visitors, the athletes, that they will have good time they will enjoy themselves as the competition continues.
All right, thank you, Lekon. I'm sure they will use the opportunity to visit exciting places there in Ogun State, aside catching all the excitement during the sporting festival. Thank you very much, Lekon, for your contribution. All right, let's do more sports. Sports update.
Two teenagers from the invited junior athletes at the 22nd National Sports Festival in Ogun State, Amarachi Chijioke and Scholastica Tekumbo, surpassed top competitors in the 45 kg women's weightlifting category, earning 2 gold medals, 1 silver and 1 bronze on Sunday. Chijioke secured 2 golds in the clean and jerk, with her best lift reaching 82 kg, totaling 146 kg overall, while Tekumbo, her teammate from IGA, earned bronze in the clean and jerk, with a best lift of 78 kg, following Rivers State Christina Alorima, who won silver with 81 kg. Elsewhere, football enthusiasts have expressed pride in the team's determination and spirit after Nigeria finished third in the 2025 Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations after a dramatic 4-1 penalty shootout victory over hosts Egypt, following a 1-1 draw in regular time in Cairo. The win earned the Flying Eagles a bronze medal, a notable accomplishment on the continental level. However, many noted that while the outcome was promising, there is still ample opportunity for improvement as they prepare for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup.
My thing is for the coach to have a pet talk and to strategize, to see how he can, use the players to be top-notch, to be clinical on goal, and to see how he can transform that team before going to the World Cup.
Meanwhile, Kaduna State Governor Senator Uba Sani has reaffirmed his administration's dedication to sports development, vowing to revitalize the state football team, Kaduna United Football Club, in the near future. This announcement was made during the closing ceremony of the Governor Uba Sani Cup, a 5-a-side football tournament with 32 teams from across the state, as Aminu Zaria emerged winner of the tournament.
To prove to the world that Kaduna is peaceful. If you look at the tournament, it's been played, all the tournament has been played in the night.
Lastly, head coach Francesco Farioli has departed from Ajax following a disappointing end to the season that resulted in them losing the Eredivisie title. Ajax, which held a 9-point lead at the top of the league with 7 games remaining, concluded the season just 1 point behind champions PSV Eindhoven. With sports updates, Francis Kabile, NTA News.
Away from sports, in Jigawa State, residents of Dutse, the state capital, are showering praises on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for key infrastructural developments in the area. The residents say this include Greater Dutse Water Project, Kano-Maiduguri Road rehabilitation, and the rail line project, among other federal interventions. Let's hear from Mohammed Musa Askira.
Grateful for the renewed federal and state government presence, residents say these projects are already transforming lives and boosting confidence in the APC-led administration. At the Government and Citizens Engagement Program held in Dutse, residents say despite losing out to the PDP in the 2023 general elections, Dutse Emirate pledged overwhelming support for the APC come 2027. In a move to further strengthen rural infrastructure and the local economy, Governor Umar Namadi has flagged off the construction of a feeder road connecting key agrarian communities. As part of social welfare, the governor also sponsored the weddings of 30 female orphans, covering all expenses, a gesture widely applauded by the community.
We have received the campaigns 3,502 from Dusa local government alone. This has shown the acceptance of the party in Dusa local government. The people of Dusa are also grateful for Mr. President for the continuation of the Kano-Maiduguri Road and also the rail line. With
more projects in the pipeline, Jigawa's APC administration says it remains committed to inclusive governance and grassroots developments. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
The Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission, Bishop Stephen Adigbite, has commended President Bola Tinubu for his physical appearance, or rather presence, at the formal inauguration of Pope Leo XIV at St. Peter's Square in Vatican City. In a statement, Bishop Adigbite said he is pleased that President Bola Tinubu joined other world leaders at the inauguration, a gesture that demonstrates his faith in God. Bishop Adigbite further explained that at the event, the president's attendance at the event is a testament of his openness and lack of religious bigotry, adding that prayer has been the sustaining grace for Nigeria. He expressed optimism about the upcoming Commission's pilgrimage to Rome, anticipating a spiritual rejuvenating experience for intending pilgrims. As the global community continues to experience unprecedented security challenges, the John Cardinal Onaiyekan Foundation is leveraging opportunities of the 7th Fellowship Program on Interreligious Dialogue on Conflict, Transformation and Mediation held in Abuja to sue for peace in the country and beyond. Let's hear from Omenka Amarachukwu.
We firmly believe that religion, when rightly understood and practiced, is a powerful force for unity rather than division.
Let you know that this is a selfless service. Don't expect attribution.
Over the years, John Cardinal Onaiyekan Foundation for Peace has traversed the length, breadth of Nigeria and some other African countries, preaching peace, promoting harmonious coexistence among communities. The foundation offers a mandatory one-year fellowship training on interreligious dialogue, conflict transformation and mediation to candidates who enroll in the institute. Some members of Class 7 of this foundation who have just completed the one-year training on the needed knowledge and skills for engaging in peace-building initiatives shared their experiences.
Starting the program, I realized that it is even far more than what I expected.
I want to champion intercultural dialogue.
I joined this program for the sake of making peace in my community.
These fellows, the foundation says, have now become grassroots faith actors who are expected to bring their knowledge to bear, promoting peace and social cohesion in communities. Omenka Amarachukwu, NTA News.
In other news, the Nigerian Air Force is to leverage artificial intelligence and space technology through strategic partnership to enhance its operations. This came to bear at the International Colloquium on Artificial Intelligence and Space Technology as part of activities to mark NAF at 61. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports.
For decades, the Nigerian Air Force has served as the guardian of the Nigerian skies, defending borders, combating insurgency and supporting civil authorities in times of need. But as global threats evolved, so too did the tools to counter them. Recognizing this, the NAF launched an ambitious initiative to leverage artificial intelligence and space technologies to redefine air power in the digital age. In the northeast, where asymmetric warfare had drained resources for years, the technology brought a seismic shift. With drones guided by AI and satellite intelligence, the NAF could deploy assets with unprecedented precision, reducing civilian casualties and improving mission success rates.
Together, let us build a future where the Nigerian Air Force leads in leveraging artificial intelligence and space technology, upholding its mandate with unmatched agility, resilience in service to our nation and its people.
With eyes in space and intelligence at its fingertips, the Nigerian Air Force will evolve from a conventional force into a technologically empowered guardian of the skies. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
And from the judiciary, the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Saha, has approved the redeployment of some judges of the Federal High Court. A statement by the Director of Information of the Court, Catherine Christopher says the redeployments are to take immediate effect, while the affected judges are to make their best endeavour to deliver all pending judgments in their current stations within the shortest possible time. Meanwhile, the judges currently resident in Abakaliki and Katsina Judicial divisions shall take responsibility for all the cases already pending or newly instituted in their respective divisions until otherwise instructed. The public is hereby notified that all cases pending before court number 5 in the Abuja division will be attended to by the new judge moved to Abuja. And talking about movement, we'll stop now in Lagos as we join Hingino John Adams.
Ruth, and welcome to Lagos. The Nigerian Customs Service has introduced a new and free handbook detailing import and export procedures. Stakeholders used the occasion to review ongoing customs reforms and operational challenges. Awal Yusuf Jibo reports.
The federal government's efforts to improve the ease of doing business is aimed at attracting diverse investments and stimulating economic growth. To this end, the Nigeria Customs Service has provided a free detailed import and export guideline that also captures provision for renewable energy and energy efficiency technologies. This, the service says, is a broader push to align with climate change and sustainability goals.
The launching of the handbook is not because of revenue generation. It is to help stakeholders, policymakers and businesses to be able to have simplified processes when they import this renewable energy equipment. There are a lot of complexities when you want to import them. A lot of things are not understood. The tariff classifications are mixed up and the import procedures are not understood. So this handbook is just to simplify the processes.
The Comptroller General of Customs, who was represented at this gathering to amplify the move, reaffirmed commitment to positioning its procedures with global standards.
The Green Customs is as a response to an ever-increasing legally binding agreements. We call them MEAs. That's multilateral environmental agreements. And these agreements, we have two key ones. That's the Montreal Protocol of 1989, which addresses ozone-depleting substances, and the Paris Agreement 2016, which talks about mitigating of climate change.
Stakeholders emphasized the need for more friendly policies and synergy among regulatory agencies to boost Nigeria's trade and environmental objectives. In Lagos, Awal Yusuf Jibo, NTA News.
And to stem the influx of unqualified teachers into the teaching profession, especially in primary schools, stakeholders have identified recruitment of professionals with specialization in education as instrumental to having a solid foundation for pupils at a very early age. Joel Popola reports that parents also stressed the need to improve on teachers' welfare to get the best from them.
The education sector plays a pivotal role in the development of any nation. Thus, the need to maintain standards has become imperative, since no country can grow beyond the standard of its education. Amidst the growing number of private schools in the country, which in some instances have outnumbered government schools, the standard of these schools, according to experts, raises concern whether they were established for academic excellence or simply a business venture.
We need to invest more in regulation to ensure that what the private people are doing is not just for the benefits of profitability, but for the benefit of the prosperity of our country, Nigeria.
When we went to school, the basis of going to school is for us to acquire knowledge. Is that not so? But nowadays, in this present society,
so when the educational foundation of a child is being cracked, it also affects the society as well. And so the schools that try to employ quack teachers, I think they should be monitored.
Education is business.
Paul Bernard, who was a teacher in a private school before changing his career, says despite the exorbitant tuition fees, teachers' welfare is not prioritized, while the schools also engage in all sorts of unwholesome practices just to sustain enrollment.
So the impression they are giving to parents and what is actually on ground is not the same. So imagine now, after maybe continuous assessment, after exams, you have a specific number, like 5 number of students that got A, B, and let's say like 50% of the students got F, they will consider you as a bad teacher.
Stakeholders unanimously agreed that effective oversight of these schools will ensure these schools do not deviate from standards in enrollment of students and teachers. In Lagos, Joel Okbola, NTA News.
Those are the reports from Lagos. Nationwide continues with Mary in just after this break.
Many thanks for joining us in our Jos studio. Nigerian Air Force Hospital Jos has provided free medical outreach to Holshe community as part of civil-military relation. Ndayang and Ibagyang has details.
The medical outreach to Holshe community in Jos is in compliance with the directive of the Chief of the Air Staff to commemorate Nigerian Air Force at 61.
Well, we are going to provide medical services to the elderly, children, treatment for all manner of infections that we'll be able to make diagnosis of. The Chief of the Air Staff has made provisions for that, so it's absolutely free.
Services rendered include blood pressure and eye tests, as well as other medical services. The event features lectures by medical officers from the Nigerian Air Force Hospital Jos.
You use toothpaste that has fluoride inside them. We don't preach any brand. What you should look out for when you buy your toothpaste is the one that has fluoride in it.
The thing about glaucoma is that once the vision is lost, you can never recover it. So that's why early detection is key.
This is a clear picture of how cholera spread easily. Instead of using the latrine that we used to have, the pit latrine or the normal toilet that we have in our houses, we now go to our backyard outside to go and defecate. And normally this cholera, the normal season for it is this particular season, the rainy season. Our source of water matters a lot when it comes to cholera.
And I'm very, very happy for them to bring this treatment for my people. Very, very, very grateful. We are grateful. We thank God for all what they did to us. We're really thankful for what they did.
In Jos, Ndanyan and the Abagyang, NTA News.
Strengthening institutional roles, developing city-wide plans, investing in appropriate technologies for effective emptying and transport of feed sludge, as well as safe, hygienic treatment and responsible disposal are key in improving fecal sludge management and open defecation-free communities. This was the focus of a media dialogue by United Nations Children Fund in collaboration with Plateau State Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency. Bilkisunuhu reports.
Open defecation practice has become a public health concern, particularly in developing countries, as it leads to the spread of diseases, contamination of water sources, and negative impact to human dignity and well-being. To this end, UNICEF, in partnership with PROWASA, is engaging the media and other key players in pushing for safe and effective sludge management in a bid to achieve open defecation-free status in the state.
The fecal sludge management is key, especially now that Plateau is pushing local governments to become ODF. So at the end of the day, we expect that the media will take this information far and near, especially in the communities because of community engagement.
We are working with all the WASH departments in the local government, working with you inclusive in the media. That is why this one today, for you to help us put the news there.
Stakeholders in sanitation and hygiene, private sector and government agencies say fecal sludge management is a huge gold mine, and if harnessed effectively, it can be converted to biogas and energy generation.
If you build a toilet in highly densely populated areas like in Jos, you can go to the bank smiling at the end of every day.
Participants note that if government at all levels, private sector and other critical stakeholders in sanitation sector manage fecal sludge, communities can significantly protect public health and contribute to a more sustainable and environmentally responsible future. In Jos, Bilkisunuhu, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Jos. Ruth is still standing by in our Abuja studio.
Thank you very much, Mary. Nigeria and the European Union are strengthening collaboration in areas of education and research, as well as cultural exchange for sustainable development. This is coming as the European Union ambassador to Nigeria led a delegation to the Nasarawa State University, KEFI, to explore more areas of partnership. Aliyu Tijani reports.
Nigeria's long-standing relationship with European Union member countries is what this visit by the EU ambassador and the Polish ambassador seeks to advance at the State University KEFI, thereby building bridge between Europe and West Africa. The introduction of the Institute for European Studies in the university is one of the gains of the partnership as European Union reaffirms commitment to promote cultural and educational exchange with lessons on development to be learned by member states.
And we have strong historical, cultural, human ties. And so our destinies are interlinked. If in West Africa in particular you are doing well, it will have positive consequences for us. If you are not doing well, it will have negative consequences for us, and vice versa.
Vice Chancellor of the university, Professor Saadatu Hassaliman, says the school is poised to extend hand of friendship with European countries, thereby allowing students engage critically with European affairs and proffer solutions to global challenges.
As we look forward to the future, we are excited about the opportunities that await us in our ongoing collaboration with the EU.
The collaboration is also expected to offer opportunities for academic growth, capacity building, and cross-cultural understanding between Nigeria and European Union member states. Aliyu Tijani, NTA News.
Academics and key players in the education sector have advocated the creation of an enabling policy environment that fosters inclusivity, accessibility, and regulatory reforms that promotes ethical and effective delivery of knowledge through open and distance learning education across Nigeria. This is contained in a communique at the end of a 3-day Third International Conference on Open and Distance Learning, organized by National Open University of Nigeria in collaboration with the Open, Distance and E-Learning Association of Nigeria. The conference with the theme, Adaptive Pedagogies for the Future of Education, Connecting Learners with Technologies, discussed further of adaptive pedagogies in open and distance learning context with same suggestion to government.
Of teachers and all other categories of staff who work within the ODL ecosystem. Ensure political will is sustained in implementing digitization strategies in education.
Also calls on institutions to invest in continuous capacity building for educators at all levels to improve digital literacy and technology integration. The Governing Council, Federal Polytechnic, has applauded President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope initiative towards the revival of entrepreneurship skills development in tertiary institutions to build a skilled workforce for the country. This was during an inspection visit to the institution's Center for Skills Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development, where the Council also called for government intervention over some infrastructure in the region. Let's hear from Abiodun Babalola.
7 members of the council, led by Yakubu Dati, the director of the center, Oluwaseun Owojori, says it is mandatory for students of the institution, irrespective of their course of study, to join the Center for Vocational Training. He explained that the center is desiring another 2 skills acquisition programs in garment making and social media communication to train more students. Chairman, Governing Council, Federal Polytechnic Ayede, and other members expressed satisfaction with the facilities on ground to train the students in becoming self-reliant.
We are appealing to the federal government and we as board members to reach out to relevant ministries to come and assist with the construction of the road to the permanent site.
We have been there, and we are quite impressed with facilities that have been provided there. Inability of access roads is denying the optimal use of that facility. We're also happy that the Shon of Ogbomosho was also there, and he has also promised to push the case.
Among the institutions established alongside, we say with pride that Ayede is the first.
The things are moving on here at the acquisition center, and I pray that the school will continue to move forward.
In the next few years, those of us who are pioneer staff of Federal Ayede will be able to raise our shoulder high anywhere we are and say, yes, we are part and parcel of the system that produced this crop of graduates who are not job seekers, but rather employers of labor.
Some of the finished products by the students were later displayed to the admiration of council members. Abiodun Babalola, NTA News.
Nigerians are known all over the world to be hardworking people, right? So what happens when work overshadows your sleep time? Well, in this report, Femi Afariogun looks at the challenges lack of adequate sleep poses to the society.
In the rush of daily survival, millions of Nigerians, both young and old, are skipping one of the most vital parts of life, sleep. Studies by these sleep medical experts show many Nigerians are getting less than 6 hours of rest each night, far below the recommended 8 hours, and the effects are dangerous.
A child who is not sleeping well may be hyperactive, may be having temper tantrums, so difficult in school or in class, and they will think that the child has been naughty, meanwhile the child is not sleeping.
Inadequate sleep has been linked to cardiovascular illnesses, hypertension, diabetes. It's also been linked to cancers, shortened lifespan, sudden death.
They recommended these steps for government, parents, and individuals.
There should be regulatory framework so that when you are at work, you are able to make up for that period that you couldn't sleep so that you can catch up on sleep.
Waking up or snoring while sleeping, or have some behavioral issues during sleep, maybe abnormal movements of the legs or the body. All these sleep problems can be treated if they come to the hospital and come early.
Sleep, they say, is not a luxury, but a basic need that Nigerians must see as essential as food and water. Shogbo, Femi Afariogun, NTA News.
There's one thing I don't joke with is my sleep. Kayode is set in Oshogbo. We join him live now to speak more on the issue of getting enough sleep. Kayode, I'm sure you have more insight. You've been speaking to lots of experts, but I'll start by asking you, are you getting enough sleep before you delve into the issues?
Ruth, definitely I didn't sleep before I delved into the issue due to the kind of work that we are doing, though I tried as much as possible to maintain at least 7 hours per day. Ruth, sleep or lack of it is becoming a national health concern. From young children struggling to stay focused in school to adults dealing with serious medical conditions. Experts say that Nigeria is facing a growing sleepless crisis. Medical professionals are raising the alarm, especially over the disturbing trend among children. Many are staying, especially over the night, glued to the screen, televisions, phones, tablets, or what have you. So what should be the bedtime now becomes screen time. Combine that with heavy school work, long homework, early school time as well. And now we are having a generation missing out on the rest that's supposed to be for their brain and body, that those things need to sleep. Also, concern authority, these people, by this concerning this sleep issue, a group of medical experts from the Nigerian Sleep Society, warning that chronic sleep deprivation is now being linked to dangerous health issues, including diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, depression, and even fatal road accident caused by drowsy driving. Their message is clear in this aspect. Nigerians must begin to prioritize sleep as a daily necessity in respect of their daily work. The society is also calling society to for a national response concerning this, that there should be a public awareness, particularly through social media, where many young people spend most of their time. They say schools also have a big role to play by teaching students the value of good sleep as part of health education. Parents also are advised to monitor their children's screen time and ensure they develop healthy sleep routine from an early age, while parents themselves should get proper sleep too. The experts are calling for setting up of more sleep laboratories at hospitals to improve diagnosis and treatment of sleep disorders. So they note that countries investing in sleep are not just seeing healthier population, but also a better national productivity. And when it comes to government action in this regard, they want to see clear policies that tackles issues like driver fatigue and workplace burnout, especially for shift workers. Again, there should be adequate compensation for time to sleep, especially those on night duties. Ruth, before I go, I have a big question for you as well from the experts, though you said the other time that you don't joke with your sleep. The big question is that, do we always have normal time, 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night? Well, the question is for you as well.
Okay, Kaya, the truth is sometimes you don't catch that enough sleep because of the workload we do. You close late and all of that. But try and compensate yourself when you're off duty. That's what I do. I catch up, no compromise on that. Thank you, Kayode.
You're welcome.
And go and sleep, Kayode. All right, to other issues. For decades, Enyim River bordering Easy Council area of Ebonyi State and its counterpart in Benue State, Oju, not only claims about 50 lives annually through boat mishaps, but also negates the security and agricultural potentials of the two agrarian states renowned for their vast farm produce. Well, this informed the flag off for the construction of a bridge by the Ebonyi State government to create a new route. Let's hear from Caleb Ogbonna.
Enyim River, a border corridor between Izi and Oju local government areas of Ebonyi and Benue states, has been the only pathway of having a shorter interstate commercial ties and northeastern regional engagements.
From here to Makurdi is less than 2 hours. From here to Abuja is less than 5 hours. If this is completed, it's going to open more opportunities.
To address this and explore the security, economic, transportation, and agricultural potentials within this route, the Ebonyi State government embarked on the construction of the 5-span Enyim River Bridge.
The first phase of the contract is to do the bridge. The second phase is to do the road. And the Nigerian Army, not only that they devoted themselves to do it, but they are doing it to help me. It's guiding the lives and property of our great states.
In view of the fact that Enyim community is host to 4 prominent health institutions, the bridge, which is projected to be completed within 8 to 9 months, will also enhance health service delivery on both borders, Cross River State inclusive, with the assurance that the Benue State government is committed to construct the road leading to the Enyim River Bridge, guaranteeing easy access to the northern region in the process. This, the people insist, will drive the needed commercial connectivity that ensures economic growth. In Abakaliki, Caleb Ogbonna, NTA News.
All right, time to find out what's happening in Ibadan as we join Kemi. Hello, Kemi.
Ruth, and a warm welcome to Ibadan. Investment in training and retraining of security personnel to keep them ahead of the ever-emerging crime trends remain pivotal to societal stability and national development. The Commissioner of Police, Oyo State Command, Johnson Adenola, said these while flagging off a 3-day capacity training for senior officers and members of sister services in Oyo State. Grace Ayolike tells us more.
Desperate times deserve desperate measures. These highlight the need for bold action in extreme situations, and the Nigerian police, under the leadership of the Inspector General, Kayode Egbetoko is not leaving anything to chance. These brought about a policy of capacity training to combat emerging security threats in the country. To breathe life to this policy, the Oyo State Command has commenced a 3-day intensive training tagged Building Capacity for Effective Superintending for the divisional police officers and tactical commanders of the command.
It is very necessary that each and everybody come together to support the police in order to ensure the safety of our community. Investigation processes, investigation report writing, it's so wide, very broad. The essence is to improve the service delivery of our men.
The training, which captured aspects of policing, the officers say is timely.
It will also focus, or rather improve my own understanding on the use of firearms.
It also provided a platform for the senior officers to share experiences and challenges while scaling up their knowledge with policing strategies of the 21st century. They believe that a 3-day intensive training will promote improved service delivery, better understanding of interagency cooperation and community engagement, and the people will see the police truly as their friend. In Ibadan, Grace Ayoleke, NTA News.
As discourse on community policing gains momentum in many quarters, the police have been enjoined to engage members of the public with utmost civility in the course of their duty. Grace Ayoleke again reports that this was the message at a seminar and investiture for Police Community Relations Committee.
Part of efforts aimed at crime prevention while bridging the gap between the public and the police, the Police Community Relations Committee, PCRC Oyo State, has brought together students, security experts, and other stakeholders at a lecture series tagged Police-Youth Relationship, a vital tool for the eradication of crime in our society. While the ongoing police reforms is restructuring activities of the police to increase public trust in the agency, participants were enjoined to always seek legal services in their engagement with the police.
This place has given me an opportunity to also tell members of the public, PCRC, that they have some rights which they must claim, which they must protect.
With partnership and intelligence gathering amongst others, the police lauded the contributions of the PCRC to its success stories.
In the spirit of inclusive policing as enunciated by the Inspector General of Police, we need bodies like the PCRC, and they are helping us to carry out that message of community policing.
The issue of security, you cannot leave it in the hand of the government alone, talk less of the security agencies. It's something that we need to play our own role.
In recognition of their efforts at combating crime, notable personalities including the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Ibadan, were decorated with the honor to do more and of partnership and commitment at enhancing community policing. In Ibadan, Grace Ayoleke, NTA News.
And that's it from Ibadan. Nationwide continues with Ruth in Abuja. Do stay with us.
Thank you very much, Kemi. And at this time, we'll take a break. We'll be back. Stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. Aligning with the national goal to eliminate malaria before 2030, the Nigerian Air Force Officers' Wives Association, NAFOWA, is also racing to meet the goal. The recent effort is a medical outreach at the Zamani community here in Abuja, where residents were offered healthcare services and tutored on personal hygiene. Elizabeth Omori reports that the gesture is part of activities in commemoration of the 64th anniversary of the Nigerian Air Force.
Members of the Zamani community are raising their armor with their response to the reach out to kick out malaria out of their domain. Malaria, sugar and high blood pressure tests, drug distribution and deworming exercise were part of medical services carried out.
It's very, very fine. It's very, very nice because some people, they carry the sickness, they don't know.
And today I'm a partaker of this. I'm so happy that God will strengthen them, God will empower them more.
President of NAFOWA and Chief of Administration, Nigerian Air Force, reiterated the position of the force in promoting public health.
Through proper treatment and sustained prevention,
We believe communities like Zamani can experience better health and a higher quality of life.
These medical services and interventions will bring relief, restore health, and rekindle hope in our service to humanity.
The outreach also featured an advocacy on dangers of self-medication, drug resistance, and regular medical checks. As mosquito-treated nets were distributed, officers took to the streets of Zamani for proper cleanup of the environment. Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
And that's where we conclude Nationwide. Thank you for your company. I'm Ruth Aguela. Good evening.